1-844-500-4242. Joining us now on the line is Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, first of all, thanks for your great hospitality yesterday. I had a great time.
Well, thank you, and it was great being with you, and your introduction was amazing. Everybody was talking about it, and I really appreciate it, Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. Listen, I got to ask you, I was with you yesterday. We came back from Bangor. We're getting on the plane, and you're looking up at the screen, and you see this amazing story about the Loretta Lynch, the Attorney General, and the former President, Bill Clinton, just bumping into one another on the tarmac at the Phoenix airport. What an amazing coincidence.
Well, it's actually become a big story, even for mainstream media. I think nobody believes that this could have happened. It's an amazing and disappointing thing to see something like that, Howie, and I was actually saddened by it. I was very, very surprised.
Does that ever happen to you on I'm not used to riding around on those 757s or 737s. Does this ever happen to you? You see somebody that you know in the jet coming down on the other side of the tarmac?
And you hop in that plane and start talking to them? No.
Yeah. You stop the plane?
Happened. I've been in a lot of tarmacs. It's never happened once. And, I've never seen a thing like that. I guess they're saying it was just a coincidence that they were there at the same time, but I've been in a lot of different airplanes, and nobody's ever just sort of jumped into the plane to say hello.
Should the Attorney General now recuse herself from this whole email investigation that's been going on for so long and tied up so many FBI agents?
Well, it's been going on a long time. I mean, a long, long time, and people are surprised at that, almost equally as surprised at that.
Do you think she should recuse herself?
She's going to have to make a decision. A lot of people are very disappointed by what took place yesterday.
Would you say yes, that she should?
Well, I think that she's going to have to make that determination. It's not my business to say yes or no. I think that I was surprised. You were surprised. Everybody I know, even the Democrats are surprised by it. A lot of people that you wouldn't think would come out and have been coming out and saying that, they've never seen anything quite like this. So she's going to have to make a decision. It put her in a very, very bad position. And, to think they talked about golf and their grandchildren for half an hour, I don't know.
Does that pass the smell test?
That's a long talk. So I think they're going to have to make decisions over there, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you want to listen to? We have sound. Yeah. Mika and Joe are an item now. Is that what we're hearing? Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough. It's in the New York Post today.
Well, I haven't seen that, but I heard it was in the New York Post, and the New York Post gets it right. So they even endorsed me. So when I got an endorsement from the New York Post, I liked them even more. But I saw that it was people are talking about that. That's good. I hope they're happy.
We talked a little bit on the plane yesterday about the vice presidential picks, and people were making suggestions to you. I mean, who's on the short list right now? I know you're not going to make the announcement for a couple of weeks.
We have a lot of people that want it, and I'll tell you, the only people that don't want it are the people that weren't asked. And whenever you see somebody say, "Well, I've turned it down," or "I'm not interested," those are the people that were never asked, Howie.
Mr. Trump, is Howie on the short list?
Well, you would be. You'd be better. You'd be great. Oh, boy, would you be good. But I actually mean that. So we have a lot of good people, and we're vetting a lot of good people, and we have a lot of interest in people that want to leave high positions and do this. And, the poll came out today. You probably saw that. The rest
4 points. You're up by 4 points.
And we've made a lot of progress. And, we've spent nothing, and she spent close to $100 million on ads and negative things about me. And yet the poll comes up where we're 4 points up. So that was a great honor. And, the same thing happened in the primaries. All of these people were spending, tens of millions of dollars on me, and I spent less than they did, although I spent, I guess, close to $55 million on the campaign, but that was very small compared to everyone else. And the other people.
Speaking of the primaries, one of the candidate du jour for your vice presidential pick today seems to be Governor Chris Christie. Is he at the top of the list? You didn't mention him yesterday when we were on the plane.
No, not at the top, not at anything. I mean, he's somebody I respect. He's a very good guy. He's been very, very supportive and very loyal. Once he got out, he ran well, and then when he got out, he called me and he wanted to endorse me, and I accepted that very gratefully. And he's been, terrific to me. So he's somebody that I'm certainly looking at, and I always will, whether it's for that or something else. But he's somebody that I would certainly look at.
How about Joni Ernst, the senator from Iowa? You know, I think you mentioned her yesterday when we were just like throwing names around, but wasn't she at the Never Trump event down in Sea Island, Georgia?
I don't know, but I would say that she would be somebody I'd consider. We're really considering a number of people, very good people, and I think Joni is somebody. She's always seemed to be very nice. I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of people in Never Trump, and now they're changing their tune rapidly, I will tell you. Governor
Mike Pence of Indiana, he has impeccable credentials. He's tight with the evangelicals. He's a former congressman. He's a governor, executive experience, and perhaps most importantly, Donald, he is a former radio talk show host.
Well, that's important. He's somebody that we respect a lot. I like him a lot. He didn't endorse me, but he practically endorsed me. You know, I think he was under a lot of pressure for somebody else, and you know, I didn't really know him.
You didn't need him anyway. You had Bobby Knight.
And yeah, that's right. Bobby Knight was fantastic. When Bobby Knight endorsed me in Indiana, I'll tell you, Indiana was so great.
Anybody else on the short list that we should think about?
We do have. I don't want to mention names now, but we do have. We have numerous people and really good people, and I think that it's going to work out. That we're going to pick somebody that's really terrific.
How many names you got on the short list, you figure?
Well, it's not that short a list, actually, but it's a number of names. Let's say less than 10.
Donald Trump, I really appreciate you being with me yesterday, and thanks for the Vienna fingers. That was like the crowning touch.
Well, thank you, Howie. It was great to be with you, and I appreciate your introducing me, and I appreciate all of the nice things you say about me. And New Hampshire's been very, very special, and so has Massachusetts. And you know, Massachusetts has been unbelievable also. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I will see you soon.
Thank you, Donald Trump. I'll see you in Cleveland, if not before. Thank you. I'm Howie Carr.